Hey everybody, Jonathan Reichert here. First of all, thanks to Justin Hyder for being my 100th subscriber on my new channel here, so that's very exciting. I'm just going to read off a few notes about how I make my Yousician videos. I've had a few comments about that, and I'll just give you an idea of what is involved with the setup and what you need to do it for yourself. So bear with me, I'm just reading off something I kind of wrote out about this here. So there's a lot of work involved with the videos. But each time I've done one, my process has gotten a bit better and I can get them done pretty fast now. And it all depends on what quality you want to achieve for your final result. So yeah, if you have the time available, go for the quality. First step here, before you're going to go through all of these steps and make these videos, you'll save yourself a lot of hassle if you make sure that the song that you've chosen to play is already mastered and that you can gold star it every time if that's going to be your video goal. I like to try and get gold stars on all my videos. This will save you a lot of stopping and starting your software and your camera equipment and microphones and stuff each time that you fail the song. So if you've mastered that song, you're off to a good start with making these videos. Okay, so you're going to need a screen capture program to capture the actual game footage that you see in the top corner showing the gameplay. And so I use a screen capture program that uses audio, and it's called Capturer. It's for the MacBook, so I don't know. I know there's some other free options for screen capturing that are not on a Mac. So you can look for a screen capture program. Make sure it includes audio so that you can use it to sync up the audio later. It really helps. Next up, you're going to need a video camera. You can use your built-in laptop camera here or a smartphone camera, turn it sideways. You could use anything you have laying around. I use the GoPro camera for my videos, and I just like the wide angle so you can see everything that's going on with the guitar. And that's it for the camera stuff. The next step's a little bit trickier to explain, but if you're going to use an electric guitar and you want the viewers of your videos to hear your actual guitar, you need to be using some recording software, or there's one other option after, but I'll explain the way I do it first. I'm using GarageBand to record the sound of my guitar, and a guitar effects program called Guitar Rig, and that allows me to customize the tones and choose rock tones or clean tones, just like a pedal board, but it's just software based. So that's how I get my sounds for my guitar, but the other option is to just play through your own guitar amp like you normally would, and let your camera that you're using pick up the sound from it. And that can be okay if you get the volume just right, so it's not clipping and fuzzy, but anyway, that can be an okay option. Let your camera pick up the sound. For better results, though, if you wear headphones so that the camera is only recording the sound of your guitar and not the sound from the game, then you'll get the best results with that option. It'll just hear your guitar, and it won't be mixing everything else into it. And when you do your screen capture of the game, that sound from the screen capture will be much better to use for the music. So that's also how acoustic guitar players will have to do it, is use the camera to record the sound of them, unless they're using a special microphone to record the sound if you wanted to go that route. But otherwise, use your camera audio, or you can use some recording software. Alrighty, so you've mastered the song and you've got the screen capture program. You got your sound of your guitar figured out, whether you're going to use the software guitar sound or you're going to use the camera sound. And then next comes you're all set up for performing. So you need to start your screen capture program, set it to capture your whole screen, start your camera recording. And if you're using the software, you got to hit record on your software. If you're not using the guitar software, you're just going to hit record on the camera and you're good to go. In order to make things easier to edit later, stop and start each of those items every time you do another try on the song. That's why you want to hopefully have the song known well, but if you're taking quite a few tries, stop and start it each time so that you have separate files to deal with later and you don't need to go through all of the one big clip to find the good version of it, okay? If you really wanted to, each time you stop, you can delete the file that you recorded, but you don't have to do that. once you've played the song to your liking, get the score you like, or it sounds the way you wanted, you can stop all the software, all the recording, the camera recording, the game, the screen capture, and then you can start thinking about the editing and putting it all together at the end. So you could do that another time or do it all in one sitting. Depends on how much time you want to put into it, right? So I use Final Cut Pro 10 for my video editing. You can use iMovie if you're on the Mac, or you can use Windows Movie Maker. Anything that you want to use for video editing. You're going to need some basic video editing skills for this. So I placed the video of me playing the song from my camera into the timeline, my storyboard. Next, I drag in the video of the captured game footage into the timeline where my video is, and with Final Cut Pro, I can then shrink up that video and move it up to the corner, or move it to wherever you want. I usually place it in the top left corner. After that, you're going to need to adjust the two pieces side by side and just listen and see if your fingers and if your video line up with the playing of the notes in the game. You just drag them back and forth until it looks like your fingers are working with the game that you played. That usually takes a few tries the first time you've done it, but after a while you can get pretty good at that. You can adjust the volume of the two items. You're going to have the volume of the game footage is just the music, and you're going to have the volume of your guitar. So you can adjust it to where you want to hear the guitar enough, but not too much. Play around with it and see how you like it. And then that would be the end of the project if you're on an acoustic guitar. You've got everything all set. If you're using the software option of recording direct in or using a special microphone for your acoustic guitar, then you got one more file, which is just the guitar recording. And that's your third item that you're going to need to drag into the project. And for me, I get an MP3 from GarageBand. I drag it into Final Cut and then start lining up that sound with the other two files so that everything is synced up. The guitar playing sounds like it's lined up with my fingers. The fingers look like they're lined up with the game footage. And then, a little fade out at the beginning, fade out at the end, however you want to do that. If you have been going with the software route and recording direct in, once you've got everything lined up, you can completely remove or lower the volume of your camera footage. So in all my videos, you don't actually hear any real space or room sound. You're just hearing the direct signal of the guitar and then the direct music track from the screen capture. Because I'm not actually using the camera for any of the audio, okay? That kind of summarizes, my method for doing my videos. If you have any questions or comments, send me a message and I'll try and help you out as best as I can. Everybody has a different way of doing it, and that's just the way that works for me. I can get a full song and complete edit done in under an hour, including upload time to YouTube. So once you get your process figured out, it can be a quick project, as long as you got the song ready to go, like you've learned the song well. For my electric guitar, I'm using a 1 or 2 channel USB audio interface. It's like a small box that just takes your regular guitar cable signal and turns it into USB. Makes your guitar digital, kind of. And that's a good way to master the high-level songs as well, because when you set Yousician's settings to the USB audio interface, it's only hearing your direct signal, no other sounds or distractions. So it's going to score you very accurately because it's not hearing the music of the game or any other kind of sounds. So if you're using an audio interface, make sure you change those settings in Yousician to the device. For me, it's called the M Audio Mobile USB, but whatever one you're using. So I have to do that every time I load Yousician. All right, so thanks for watching, and please click the like button if you found this video useful. That really helps out my channel with the growth. And thanks for subscribing. We'll see you later.